Prepare for IELTS. Writing Task 1 Academic, Tables and Spreadsheets. Introduction. In this lesson, we will examine the features of tables, how they are structured and organized, and what kinds of information they can provide for us. Once we have discussed how to read a table, you will have an opportunity to review several examples. You may choose one or all of the examples as a source for your own practice writing. This video is part of the Prepare for IELTS course. For more information, visit www.practicalenglishwithdarcy.blogspot.com. Because we live in an era of digital information, we interact with information collected in tables all the time. Companies, institutions, and governments keep databases which are programs intended to collect, store, and retrieve information. Spreadsheets are programs that allow us to design tables that can be then formatted into forms. We often use forms to interact with databases. For example, submitting your login name and password to access your account on a website. What is a table? A table can be defined as a data structure for which a set of facts and figures are systematically collected, arranged, and displayed. Tables combine many intersecting lines, that is, vertical columns and horizontal rows. The intersection between a column and a row is called a cell or sometimes a field. Tables can be organized in many different ways. The most common way to organize a table is, of course, organized to be read from left to right, from top to bottom. Therefore, we can look to the columns to give us information about the data category being measured, whereas the rows provide information about the different data sources.
Inventory and sales reports. Consider a small shop that wants to keep an inventory of their in-store, on-display merchandise. If you were the shop manager responsible for doing the inventory count, what kind of information would you want to collect? Inventory data, the item name, for example, coffee mug, snack bar, bottled drink, etc., the different sizes and colors available, their individual price, the total number of each put on display, the date of the inventory count. Sales report. Now consider how that manager might want to design a daily sales report. What kind of information would he need? Sales transaction data, transaction ID, date and time, items sold, their names and unit prices, the total transaction amount, etc. Information collected over time would allow the shop manager to make decisions as to what items to purchase and put on display in order to increase sales.
The parts of a table. Columns. Columns in tables represent how data is categorized. Columns may also be useful places to put calculations, the sum of various amounts, or percentages, etc. In our inventory example, the columns are item name, unit price, number on display, and total value. The total value is calculated by the number on display multiplied by its unit price. If we were building a database, we would also want to add in additional columns for the purposes of keeping our data organized over time. Beside the item name, we would probably want to put an item ID field to give each product a unique numerical code for faster reference. Because databases are strictly linear-based tools, we would also want to have a date field for each and every row. This would allow us to perform better searches. For example, the number of large and small mugs sold in the month of November. Data format. When designing tables, especially databases and digital spreadsheets, we need to be attentive to the data format. In our example table, the name column is formatted for text. The unit price and total value are formatted as currency in US dollars, whereas the number on display is formatted as an integer number. Rows. Rows commonly represent the kinds of data sources being measured and compared. In our table, the rows represent different items and their attributes, that is, the name of the stock item, the quantity on display, and its unit price. Header and footer rows. The topmost part of the table is called the header row. It is the designated section of the table for labeling the columns. In both the inventory and sales reports, situated above the header row, we have a row designated for the date and time. The table title sits above it. The bottommost row is the footer row. The purpose of the footer row is to display the calculation or sum of the items counted. Sorting. Finally, when reading a table, look to see how the information is being sorted. For example, a table can be sorted alphabetically, where the rows are arranged to be read from A to Z. They can also be arranged from highest to lowest numbers according to one of the columns, as we will see in the table examples presented below.
Examples. Students speaking second languages. The table shows the change in numbers of students who spoke a second language in 2 periods. Summarize the information in 150 words. Changes in number and percentages of passengers serviced by London area airports over 2 years. The number of passengers serviced by 6 airports are compared. As indicated by the title, the data was collected in 2012. The third column from the left indicates a change from the previous year in terms of percentages, that is, an increase or decrease. The total number of passengers for the year and the percentage of growth over the previous year are calculated at the bottom. Summarize the information in 150 words. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more content like this, please remember to follow this channel. Help us grow to reach more audiences by liking the video and sharing it. If you would like to become a VIP member, or you are interested in having a free consultation, write to us, or go to www.practicalenglishwithdarcy.blogspot.com for more.